Everybody wants wild passion and cosmic sex until it requires emotional honesty. In this video, I rip open the illusion that sacred sexuality is about breathwork and orgasms. It's not. It's about presence, raw truth, emotional intimacy, and the guts to show up without armor. If you can't sit in silence with your shame, you won't last in sacred connection. This is how we burn the mask. You see, everyone wants sacred sex. Tantra retreats, eye gazing, oil massage. But let me ask you something. Can you sit across from your partner and say, I don't feel safe in my own body today? Can you breathe through the tension instead of faking pleasure to avoid rejection? Because sacred sex isn't about cosmic orgasms. It's about emotional truth. It's about being so present, so raw, that the body becomes a prayer, not a performance. You've been sold a fantasy that sacred sexuality is candles and Kama Sutra. That if you moan the right way, chant the right mantra, or move your hips like the moon goddess, you'll be healed. Bullshit. And let's talk about New Age Tantra, because that circus needs a spotlight. All those neo-tantric workshops where people pretend they're channeling divine masculine and feminine while avoiding eye contact with their own shadow? It's performance. It's aesthetic spirituality. It's soft porn dressed up as healing. And it's confusing the hell out of people. You don't need another tantric pose. You need to sit in your discomfort without leaving your body. You need to stop asking, how do I please them? And start asking, can I stay honest when I feel unworthy? That's Tantra. That's sacred. Everything else is just cosplay with incense. Here's the raw truth. Sacred sexuality doesn't start with sex. It starts with emotional nakedness. Can you hold eye contact when you want to run? Can you say, I feel ashamed, without dressing it up in spiritual poetry? Can you stay present when your partner says something that cuts deep? That's the work, not the yoni eggs, not the masculine-feminine role play. Just presence, unfiltered, unearned, uncomfortable as hell. Here's what it actually looks like. Your partner pulls away. You notice the old panic rise. Instead of reacting, you breathe. You stay. You say, this feels familiar. I want to blame you, but I know it's older than us. That's sacred. Not pretty, but real. Or you undress, not just your body, but your story. You say, I've been taught to perform. I've faked pleasure to feel safe. I want something deeper now. You think vulnerability is weak? Try being emotionally honest in a world addicted to image. That's warrior shit. Sacred sexuality is when you stop outsourcing your validation. You don't need them to call you beautiful. You feel beautiful in your own presence. You don't need a climax to feel connected. You are connection. Your body becomes a channel, not for performance, but for presence. Your touch becomes prayer, not to please, but to feel. Your intimacy becomes truth, not always smooth, not always sexy, but sacred, because it's real. You want high-frequency sex, then you better be ready to sit in the mud. Because if you can't say, I feel insecure today, I feel numb right now, I need to be held without being fixed, then you're not ready for sacred connection. You're still addicted to the idea of love, not the practice of it. You'll keep craving depth while running from the very silence that makes it possible. Sacred sexuality and emotional intimacy are the same fucking thing. It's not about wild positions or how conscious your partner is. It's about whether you're willing to be seen without needing to be perfect. It's about whether you're willing to stay when the pleasure fades and all that's left is breath, bones, and truth. Can you sit in that silence? Can you feel through that stillness? Because that's where the fire lives. Not in the performance, but in the pause, in the trembling, in the moment you don't run,